Losing the weight is the easy part. The hard part is keeping it off.
It's as simple as we just said. Where do I start?
That's right.
Just a little bit every day.
It can be very simple, yeah.
What is weight loss necessarily?
First of all, I think it's helpful to distinguish between weight loss and fat loss because there's many ways to lose weight and not all are healthy. When we talk about fat loss, if you look on the internet, everybody's selling their own method, and usually they're hyping it and overclaiming that their method is the true path and it's the only way that works. That's all nonsense. You can get there through many different roads. All of these things, the low-fat diets, the low-carb diets, the vegan diets, the paleo diets, the intermittent fasting, all of these things can work and do work for some people. None of them work for everyone. And ultimately, they all work by limiting the amount of energy that your body has available going in so that your body is forced to dip into the storage. At the end of the day, it all works that way. I wouldn't say that it's all 100% calories. There are other little tricks and mechanisms, but calories are massive.
Weight loss is pretty much like a mathematical issue with a subjective matter, meaning it's calories in, calories out, like you explained it. And if you eat less than you need, you're going to lose weight. At the end of the day, it's a simple game of math. But when we have the world that we live in and we have emotions, we have problems, we have overthinking, everything applies to the mathematical equation. That's why it doesn't work. We're putting so many variables. We're trying to put so many variables on something that should be so simple. What do you think is the biggest lie that people believe about weight loss or losing weight?
There's a lot of confusion and a lot of lies or untruths out there. I would say one big misconception is the idea that if I can only lose these 10 pounds or 20 pounds, then I'll be skinny and I'll be healthy and I'll be happy and I'll be done. The reality is that losing the weight is the easy part. The hard part is keeping it off. And so if you look at every weight loss ad, they all look the same. It's a before and after picture. And there's usually a number, and it's usually a short number. It's 12 weeks or 9. You want to show a big difference and you want to show a short time so that emotionally you think, oh, I can achieve this. But what's missing is the third picture. It's the after. And unfortunately, in most cases, the after, if it's like a year or two later down the line, tends to look more like the first picture. And if you show that, nobody wants that product. Usually you see regain of weight. Most people who struggle with their weight have lost weight, and in many cases they've lost large amounts of weight. The problem is they can't keep it off. They end up gaining the weight again. So if instead of focusing on the weight loss itself, how can I lose the 20 pounds by March? Instead of that, focusing on how do I eat a healthy diet daily? How do I put together a healthy diet? And that takes care of everything else. The weight loss happens naturally.
As you increase the amount of food, healthy food, the chances of you overeating are small, because if you're eating 1,000 calories of rice, chicken, and broccoli, and if you're only eating variations of what would be the chicken instead, steak or fish or whatever, and for the broccoli, other type of vegetable, for the rice, another type of carb, the chances of you losing weight are very, very high. The problem is that you go with hypercaloric foods. And now we bring the psychological side, which is black and white. Either I go all the way in and I eat nothing and just orange and chicken, or I go all the way opposite. So Chipotle every day and fast food and so on. Now, in your perspective, if someone is overwhelmed and doesn't know where to start, what would you say step one? First thing to do, where do I start?
I would take the weight off my shoulders. So this thing, if I have to lose 50 pounds or I have to take that off your shoulders, first of all, baby step it. You don't need to go from junk diet to picture perfect diet overnight. It's not going to work for most people. They're not going to stick with it. So baby step it. Just one step that is solid and sustainable long term. Find one meal that is satiating for you, that fills you up and is healthy, just to start, and have that, say, once a week. The rest of the week you're eating the current diet, okay? You just introduce one healthy meal. Next week, if you find that meal sustainable, if it's doable, you're like, okay, I can do this long term, once a week. Next week, you introduce a second healthy meal.
Love it.
If you do this, it seems like you're not moving forward very fast, but before you know it, half of your diet is now upgraded and cleaned up, right? It's a much more sustainable way to move, and the goal really is to stick to the healthy habits. There's no point making these massive changes and then 3 months later you give up on everything, you go back to where you started. There's no point.
The key word is habits. We're not teaching you how to lose weight through this video. We're teaching you how to build a habit. If you go step by step, sustainably changing, one meal this week, 2 meals next week, Now you're also drinking a little bit more water than you were drinking before. Now you're consuming a little bit like a different snack, like a protein snack that you were not eating before. And then you're like, oh, in the beginning, I could only do one meal. Now I can do sleep, water, 2 meals, protein, go to the gym. So many habits that I built. And not having this mentality of, I need to get the results now. So the opposite now. I asked you, what would be the first step? How about for those people when I have something in mind already? They're gonna watch the video and they'll be like, I already know, you guys, I already heard this 1,000 times. I have done all what you guys said and I have seen no results. This is just one more video. This is a lie. What would you tell them?
Most people that have tried to lose weight, they've been on all these diets. One thing I would try to do is work with a registered dietitian, someone who has experience personalizing, because it's one thing to watch videos that are general for everyone, and it's another thing to find a strategy that works for you. That's a lot of times the magic is translating these general principles to strategies that work for you personally. Another thing that works really well for me, I just don't have hypercaloric foods at home because I just don't have at my fingertips. So I'm not going to go to the store to get it, to have a snack. You know, for me, I don't buy ice cream. I don't buy cookies because if I have that at home, I'm going to eat more than if I don't have them. That's bottom line.
Imagine if you're sitting down at the table and you crave cookies. I'm going to give you cookies. You need to bake it first. You need to actually make the cookies from scratch. Or you can have this bowl of yogurt. I bet you're going to eat the bowl of Greek yogurt with fruits because you don't want to bake the cookies.
So when I walk into the kitchen, the first thing is a big bowl of fruit. It's right there. Everything else is more work. So if I think about it, a lot of the times I end up walking in, grabbing a piece of fruit and walking out. I have a routine when I shop. I already know what I get. So that's already embedded into my routine. The meal prep is huge. So when it's time to eat, when it's lunch or dinner time, I go to the kitchen. I already have the meals ready. So there's not that much room for messing around.
Even if you don't like the meals, you're going to eat it probably.
That's right. I'm still going to eat it. Everything is stacked for me to win. The key is the preparation and laying out the path for success.
80% of something better than 100% of nothing. So if you do 5 days good and 2 days bad, those 2 days bad, which usually are weekends, they probably won't mess it up your week if you have really good 5 days. Why building a habit is such much better of an approach instead of these short, quick trends and like things like Ozempic or medication or the quick pills or quick solution for it.
Yeah, my general views on Ozempic, I'm not against it, but I think it's like any medication, it's for specific cases. It's to be prescribed when it's appropriate. So people report that they have this constant noise in their head all the time telling them, go eat the ice cream, go get this snack. They can't work, they can't do anything. It's this constant badgering. Some people have that, it becomes impossible. Eventually you're going to give in. So it's for those people who have much stronger cravings because neurobiologically there seems to be a difference. So I think it can be helpful in some cases. I think most people don't need it if they're able to get the lifestyle in order. Sometimes all that's missing is the strategies and this organization. People might watch this and think, okay, but you guys are skinny. You've always been skinny and you have this scientific background, so it's easy for you. It's about the circumstances. It can happen to any one of us. It happened to me.
Yeah.
But then when you put the strategies in place again, then you lead to success again.
It's as simple as we just said. Establishing habits, focus on routine, preparing yourself for success and not letting yourself fail, placing strategies and manipulating meals. There's no much more than what we talk here. Weight loss, it's more like a therapy moment than nutrition science itself. It's me convincing you that those simple habits can actually make you lose weight. So if you had to summarize the entire weight loss journey in one sentence.
Yeah, like you were saying, it's not about another secret that is finally going to reveal something that you don't know. But the reality is you already know all the concepts. You just need to put it in practice. It's not about knowing what to do. It's about doing what we know. Having healthy meals around you, making it more accessible to eat healthy foods, making it less accessible to access hyper-palatable, hypercaloric snacks. Find ways to cook that are satisfying to you. Don't try to force yourself to eat a meal that you hate. You're not going to be able to do it long term.
Yeah.
Find ways to put together these meals that you actually like.
And I would add to that, stop focusing on trying to do great. Focus on to do good. What oil should I cook? And should I put salt on my food? And the first thing I stop them right there and I say, hey, listen, the fact that you're cooking your meals, that's already amazing. I don't care which oil you're going to cook at home. If you're telling me that every single meal you're actually cooking, those meals are actually food. So rice, chicken, vegetables, fish, and you're using the worst type of oil. And you're just putting as much salt as you want in your food, not grabbing salt from frozen meals and whatever is out there. That's already a huge stat. You're probably going to be healthier than most of people. And later on, when you're used to that, now we can discuss about, am I actually putting too much salt in my food? Am I actually have a better option of oil? Should I buy organic or not? But people tend to go in that direction first, like, because you're so hyper focused on minimal things that actually won't affect your health that much. And you're forgetting about like the major things. You're over drinking alcohol, you're eating fried foods, you're over ordering the meals, you're not actually getting enough protein for the day, not drinking enough water. You're thinking if the quality of the supplement is the best of the best of the best, we're not even getting enough food.
Well, I think that's what they call it, the 80-20 principle. 20% of your actions are going to deliver 80% of your results, and those are the things you want to focus on.
Just a little bit every day.
It can be very simple, yeah.
It can be very simple.